Right, I wanted to come in here and kind of talk about... I've been debating, it's been on my mind whether to do a video about this, because obviously a few days ago, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, there was a huge leak of stuff to do with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and I wanted to come in here and talk about that. I initially didn't want to, but there's a drought of news. January always has a drought of news, so when there is something spicy like this, you kind of have to jump on that bandwagon. Also, Cobra Kai parts. Go watch the Cobra Kai series. It's like that's the kind of content that I wanna branch out to doing a lot more. This year, I've looked at the views on that. The views on part 1 are good. The views on part 2 onwards, not so much. But I want to kind of go more down the let's play route, because they're fun to do, and I've really enjoyed doing the streaming, or doing stuff on Twitch. So bringing more of that style of more laid back, chilled out gaming content and bringing that over onto YouTube is more what I want to do. But we've got Suicide Squad leaks to talk about, and the biggest thing, they showed a home screen. They showed what the HUD is going to look like, or what the essentially pause menu or level up menu is going to look like, and it looks very similar to Avengers, which is worrying, obviously, because if you're gonna take any game as a template, not that one. The biggest thing is probably the confirmed Battle Pass. These are things that only really work in mobile games, or in games like Multiverses where it is free, or in games like Fortnite where it is free, and it respects the money, and it respects the player. The Battle Pass is something in the current generation of games that is probably the worst and most toxic, most egregious thing in gaming at the moment, and the fact that it keeps spilling into stuff that I enjoy, even to the point where a Final Fantasy game that came out last year, Chocobo Racing, which is aimed at kids, by the way, has a battle pass. The fact that Minecraft Dungeons got a battle pass, I fucking hate that, because Minecraft Dungeons was the one. It was the version of Minecraft that worked. It was the version of Minecraft that was fun. So that then getting a battle pass just kind of sucks. And the fact that Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, this was the one in that games that I'm looking forward to video that I did. This was the one that I was like, this could be good. Gotham Knights wasn't great. Fuck that. Chuck it in the bin. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. It's Rocksteady. Rocksteady knows how to make video games. They know how to make DC video games. They've worked with these characters before. And WB Games knows how to do, at the very least, it's done an MMORPG before that still is getting support to this day. So they know how to do an ongoing video game without the need of a battle pass. In defense of DC Universe Online, it's free. So the monetization in there is somewhat defendable, because it needs to make its money back somehow, and that game still doesn't have a battle pass. But Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League is going to be priced at the same price as a regular video game, at that $60 to $70 price tag. More expensive if you're living in Australia or New Zealand or any of the oceanic continents, or if you're on the continent of Oceania or Australasia. whatever you're calling it this day of the week. But that's a joke, by the way. I love the people of Australia. You're great. Stuff over there is too expensive, though. I think everyone in Australia will agree. But already at a £60 price tag, £70 price tag, which is already too expensive, I think, for video games in general. I know it takes a lot and it costs a lot to manufacture a video game, and it's like years worth of work that goes into them, or like nearly a decade's worth of work that goes into one video game. So maybe, yeah, I can defend that price tag, but what I can't defend is further price tags on top of that. It would be like going into a movie and then the movie ends and then they charge you for after credit scenes. Imagine having to pay more for a movie with after credit scenes. That kind of sucks. The Battle Pass is even more egregious because you're paying money for skins that probably will do nothing. You're paying money for in-game credits that probably to buy you skins that don't do anything, you know, and probably like some like catalysts or something, or like some kind of like buffs to get more XP or to get more of like the in-game currency that they get, or to do more damage, or to have more like damage over time on certain attacks, something like that. But the thing that makes this so egregious is how good it looked, how promising Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League looked. And I'm very much at that point now where battle passes are a thing that should remain in the past. They should have died out with the PS4 console generation. They should have died out with 2022. They should have died out with 2020. You know, it's one of the things that should have, you know, it's one of the things that should have, you know, been a pre-pandemic, and then post-pandemic, you know, we've got no one dying of COVID, and we've got no one getting ripped off by battle passes. You know, one of those things. It just needs to go away or get phased out at least. You know, it's a thing that I know video game companies are going to be greedy, they're going to be sleazy, they're going to want to rinse you of your last penny. But the sales from the video game should be enough, and putting a battle pass in just kind of screams we're confident that this game will underperform. We're confident that this game will not do the numbers that we need it to do for it to make bank. So we're gonna shovel in as many, or we're gonna force in as many like pay to win gacha mechanics into this fully priced video game to the point where, you know, and it's completely like the wrong mentality to have, because the less of those mechanics you have in the game, the more enticing your game looks to a consumer, because it's going to look like you actually respect their time and money by being like, hey, it's a game that's going that like maybe has like a few like price tags attached to it, like in-game purchase things attached to it, but it is a game that you pay the price for it, and anything that's like content related, and it is like either unlockable or will come in free DLC packs. That's the one thing that I can give Avengers, is everything new, not including skins or anything. Skins are unlockable technically, and the battle passes, I've managed to get every like battle pass for every character, or every like collector card for every character, for free. I haven't spent a single penny on Avengers. I've managed to get a decent amount of stuff, and I'm good enough at the game to be able to make content about it. So I hope that is the same case as here, but from what I know, the battle pass is going to be wholly monetized, and it's going to be something that will cost real world money, and that is something that sucks, and it's something that should not exist in AAA big budget games. In stuff like Fortnite, stuff like Multiverses that is free, it's defendable. It's not, it's not great, but it's defendable because the developers need to make their money back somehow. But for stuff like this, stuff like, Minecraft Dungeons that has a price tag on it already, like a base price tag, it should then, be that you're paying that and that alone. I recently did a video about Vampire Survivors, and that, I know it's not all about money, but you would think in a world where most countries are going through an economic crisis, right? You would think in a world where a lot of people are complaining about they're not going to have enough food, or they're not going to have enough money at the end of the week to get food for the next week, you would think that this kind of mechanic in your games, and I know people like Rocksteady aren't marketing their games to people that can't afford like their week's dinner, but everything's getting more expensive. You would think that entertainment would kind of go down that road of catering towards the mass, and the mass being people that can't afford a battle pass or a subscription based thing, or a game. This is going to be someone's like Christmas game or someone's birthday game that they get. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, and I mean, if you're a parent and you're buying your 10-year-old kid, if you're buying your 10-year-old kid a PS5 in general, that's kind of a waste anyway. You bought that because you want to play it, and you bought Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League for your 10-year-old because you want to play it, not because your 10-year-old is going to want to play as the shoot bang bangs. You're not a responsible parent if you're buying your kid something that has the word suicide in it. You should know better. You should do your research. You shouldn't be like, oh look, the Batman game. Here, play the Batman game. You should see the 18 plus age rating on it, and you should be like, yeah, not that one. We're not buying that one. But anyways, someone is going to get this as their birthday game, and they will log in and they will see Battle Pass $10 or £10, and they're going to start taking from their parents' wallet. Either that, or they're not going to be able to experience this whole game. And that's the big thing That's the big thing out of this, is that you're punished, or you're seen as being punished for not coughing up cash for this. It's like, to put the analogy in, stuff like this should be optional. For like the battle pass should be something that is you know, in-game currency, right? In every game it should be something that's paid for with in-game currency. If you want to fast track getting that battle pass, then you can put money into it, but it should be an option, not a requirement. And from what I understand, from what I know, this is a requirement, and in a lot of games it's a requirement to drop cash to get a battle pass, or to get further along in the game. And for me, it just seems very dirty, and it's something that I genuinely want to forget about, and I want gaming companies to just stop doing battle passes in general. I want battle passes to be a thing of the past. That's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you agree with me, put that in the comment section below. If you disagree with me and you think battle passes are the greatest thing ever, and you hate money and you want to spend as much as possible on video games, then, you know, that's your prerogative. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm just here to tell you what I want to do with mine, and it's not spend it on like that's not spend £300 on a game that should only cost 70. I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments below. See you guys in the next video. Peace.